All right, and we are live. So welcome back to Dapp University for our first live stream in about a week. Okay. So I was sick last week. I'm going to talk about that in this video. I caught the thing, that's going around that everybody is not supposed to talk about on YouTube. And yeah, I'm back. So I'm not feeling 100%, but we're going to jump on today anyway, talk about the crypto markets because it's like, hey, what's going on out there? We're going to look at some updates that happened in the space last week during the live streams that we normally do. We'll kind of do a roll-up of some of the highlights. Hopefully this will be a lot of stuff kind of cram-packed into one thing here. So before we get into that, if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to learn how to master blockchain step-by-step start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. Last but not least, like nothing I'm saying in this video is not your financial advice, and there's lots of scammers down in the comment section below. Just ignore them. Like, I'm never going to give you my phone number on YouTube, anything like that. Never going to ask you to invest with me. Never going to try to get you into a secret chat room, DM you for paid promotion on my YouTube channel or something like that. It's just getting absolutely crazy out there. So we got people jumping in the chat here. Automatic Beats, Code Chap, Norris, Rodrigo, technically, Strupid, Overwing, Al, Mr. Robot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so yeah, we'll just go ahead and jump in here. Quick personal update. So I did end up getting, the thing that's in the air that everybody's catching that we're not supposed to talk about on YouTube. So I did get it. I'm not feeling 100%. I was, pretty much down flat for about 5 days without just no headspace, not much of a voice. I am feeling better on the road to recovery. I don't think it's going to be, for me personally, I don't think I'm going to have any serious complications with it. So I'm super thankful for that. Thank you all for your support that you sent my way in the comments over on Twitter and everything like that. Excuse me. I think I'm going to be okay. I still got a little bit of respiratory junk going on. I'm still pretty tired. Still kind of foggy headed. So I'm not just totally sharp today on the stream. I'm clearing my throat a lot. That's why. So anyways, you should be back on a normal live stream schedule, hopefully, in case something worse happens. But hopefully, let's just try to resume tomorrow, same time, same place. You subscribe, turn notifications, follow me on Twitter. You'll find out whenever we go live. So definitely last week was pretty brutal for the crypto markets, and it looks like that brutality is continuing even into this week. So let's just kind of pull up on my screen here, check on the crypto prices, and maybe do a quick check-in on what's going on here. So excuse me again, sorry everybody for clearing my throat on the microphone. I'll try to hit mute if I can remember. So yeah, crypto's looking pretty rough out there right now. In short term, what is going to happen? I think anybody's bets are basically all bets are out the window. Nobody really knows what's going to happen in the short term. Why is this happening right now? Okay. So I think it's multiple factors for sure. We talked about this some before, but I'll just reiterate it. Pretty much anytime crypto prices go up or down, there's usually not one factor as exactly why it happened. Now, the Bitcoin's been in a downtrend for quite some time now. Okay. We've been in a downtrend since about $70,000 back in the beginning of November. Okay. But recently, we've kind of gotten extra bearish, some sharper corrections. So one thing you'll notice right now is crypto is highly correlated, with equities markets, the stock market. So if you look at, what's going on with stocks right now, crypto is pretty correlated. So stocks have had, a rough month. Okay. Stocks have had a rough 7 days for sure. So what's the common factors that are affecting both of these things? We talked about some, but definitely we've had, this indication from the central bank of the United States in particular, talking about wanting to tighten its monetary policy, talking about raising rates, all that type of stuff, which is people predicted for a long time is historically bad for things like cryptocurrencies and riskier assets. Okay. So that's what we have an indication of. I think we're seeing a lot of markets react to that quickly, way ahead of it, of that time. So people think that's getting priced in, that, some of the correction we've seen right now is maybe the extent of the downside we could see on that. That's just one opinion. I'm not saying I necessarily think that. We could get some clarity on this about tomorrow. Okay. So basically tomorrow we do have, let me just pull it up here. We do have a meeting tomorrow on the calendar for Tuesday. All right, Federal Reserve Open Market Committee meeting. So we could get some clarification on whether we, the outlook for the next several months is as tight as people think it's going to be, or if we think it's a sort of a classic negotiation where you come on strong and then sort of back off, and then things get a little bit better. So that's one thing to see. But I don't think that crypto's in a spot where it can completely decouple from the stock market by any stretch of the imagination. If you want to see what crypto is doing, I think it's pretty good indicator to also look at what the stock market is doing. I think the two are going to be very highly correlated right now, especially across major cap cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Smaller cap cryptocurrencies, who knows what's going to happen? Definitely stuff can get absolutely crushed in this environment. Excuse me. So that's what I think is probably the biggest, dominating force in the crypto market right now is basically what's going on with the broader economy. Now, what do I think is going to happen? So let's kind of go back to what I've been saying consistently on this channel for a long time, which is basically, we're creating technology that has, real use cases behind it. And as you create that technology, it has demand that can cause value to the cryptocurrencies themselves, and over the long term generate an uptrend. Okay, so I still think that's in place. Now, what I've always said as sort of the thing that can be the monkey wrench that thrown in the plans is either a black swan event, or B, something happening with the broad economy that just drags everything down. Okay, now I don't think what we're seeing right now is a black swan event, because lots of people anticipated Fed, raising rates, tightening monetary policy, all that type of stuff. Lots of people anticipated inflation. Lots of people anticipated an economy with problems. Okay, so I wouldn't categorize this as a black swan by any stretch of the imagination for crypto. But it is a major force that's outside of crypto adoption itself. That is a major headwind that there's really nothing you can do about to fight against. Okay, so that's what we need clarification on in order to see, kind of what's going to happen in the maybe medium term. Excuse me. I mean, one potential benefit to this is basically a lot of people who are looking for entries, who feel like they missed the boat on crypto, could get in, closer to these price levels if we do have something that's longer term than what we see now. So I'm not going to try to call, anything in the short to midterm. We're just going to have to kind of wait and see what happens on this, because there's really not a lot that you can do about, these sort of bigger economic forces at play. That being said, about bearish on crypto, on a multi-month time horizon, into the end of the year, I don't see a good reason to be bearish on crypto for that amount of time. But the short term, I do think we have some pain. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for smart folks to get in a good position relatively soon on the grand scheme of things. That's not financial advice for you. You may have run out of chips to buy the dip, but yeah, definitely the risk reward scenario is changing, because you have to ask yourself, it's like, okay, if we have a 60% correction on something like ETH, I mean, with everything that's going on in the Ethereum ecosystem, do you really think we're never going to hit our all-time high again on the Ether price? Like, you think in the next 2 years we're not going to go back to ETH all-time high? You know what I mean? So it's like, if you can get a 2x upside profit potential, a pretty strong indication of a 2x upside profit potential with very little risk of a 50% downside, like that's pretty good. And really unbounded upside on the profit potential for ETH long term. So, that's my thoughts there. Again, sorry everybody for clearing my throat on the microphone. It's kind of annoying, but let me just try to mute myself. Okay, so let's look at some of the big highlights that happened in this space since our live stream last week, or however long ago it was. I don't think I really even did an official live stream last week. I think I just got on and said I was sick. So, speaking of adoption and everything that's going on in the space, some pretty big highlights happened, last week. So, we saw the news that Google has formed a blockchain group under newly appointed executive. Okay. So they're eyeing crypto developments. All right. So we don't have a ton of clarification on what these, crypto developments are, but this is definitely to watch out for. We're basically seeing lots of names from across the big Web 2.0 tech companies, a lot of the FANG companies, plus Microsoft, throw the name in the hat for crypto. Speaking of Microsoft, so Microsoft bets on the metaverse with $69 billion deal for Activision Blizzard. Okay. So let's kind of get in some details on this. So Microsoft Corporation plans to acquire Blizzard. So like the Blizzard, like World of Warcraft Blizzard. And its largest deal yet as it looks to boost its gaming business and capture opportunities in the metaverse. Like that's huge. Okay, that is huge. Microsoft, mega giant. Blizzard, mega gaming giant. Not quite as mega as Microsoft, clearly, but still huge in their respective space, okay? So jump into the space specifically to acquire them to pursue the metaverse. Specifically to pursue the metaverse. Okay, now there's limited downside for Microsoft. If they go in and buy them, the metaverse doesn't work out, then they still own Blizzard. So that's still good. But the technology giant announced they were purchased the video game publisher for $95 a share, an all-cash transaction that values Activision at $68 billion. The per-share bid represents 45% premium, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so gaming is the most dynamic and exciting category in entertainment across all platforms today and will play a key role in the development of metaverse platforms. So metaverse is a hot topic right now in the technology industry as companies envision new virtual worlds which people will connect, all right? So that is huge. Next thing is what happened with Twitter. So I actually saw this feature pop up on my mobile phone, but I'll just pull up the web article about it, make it easier. So Twitter launched NFT profile pictures. It says people are mad. So basically, if you get on your phone, they rolled this out, I think, to select users. Maybe everybody got it. I'm not sure. But basically, if you have Twitter Blue, you have to pay for Twitter Blue, which kind of sucks if you want to, display an NFT. But maybe their reasoning is if you bought an NFT, you're willing to pay to show it. Anyways, you can get a special profile picture on Twitter that like indicates your, NFT, like that you have an NFT because it's a special shape. It's in this like hexagon. And it's like a verified badge where you can display your thing. Okay. So you can see sort of the UX here. All right. So show off your prized possessions. You can connect your wallet. Okay. You can look up your NFTs. You can select it and then it goes into your, this is the thing you get. And then it goes into your, profile. Okay. So, of course, you see lots of people who are salty and think it's stupid. But the point we're trying to make here is that we're seeing this, really bubble up in the mainstream. I mean, NFTs on Twitter. That's huge because, one, this probably would have never happened under Jack's watch. Well, maybe it would have, but there's a lot of people that think that. And I think this, what a coincidence that, Jack left and now they're building Web3 features that integrate stuff like Ethereum, for example. Jack was a pretty big into Bitcoin and not many other things. Jack is no longer at Twitter, so this is significant. All right. Speaking of NFTs, we have Mastercard strikes NFT payments deal with Coinbase amid a wave of recent crypto partnerships. Okay, so why is this a huge deal? Well, think about people being able to get onto a trusted website to buy NFTs with a credit card. That's the big picture item that I'm seeing here. Also, there's two things. That's one is most people just want to buy NFTs, like not most. there are significant, I don't know what the ratio is. There's a lot of people out there who would love to just say, oh, I have an NFT. I don't have to hold crypto. Just take my credit card and give me the NFT. Okay. So, yeah, that's big because it's going to open up the door for all those people to come on board and, get into blockchain, use Web 3.0. Okay. It's also big because we're seeing clear, competition with something like OpenSea. All right. So OpenSea is the largest NFT platform on top of the blockchain, built on top of Ethereum. You have to buy NFTs with crypto on that marketplace. All right. It's most of the time you're paying with Ether. And so that's a big limiting bottleneck for people because they have to go to a crypto exchange, buy some crypto, export it to a wallet or withdraw it to a wallet, get the wallet in the first place, connect it to their browser, go to OpenSea, figure out how to connect their wallet, figure out how to place a bid, figure out how to, actually approve, everything with all that stuff. It's really confusing for beginners. So if all they have to do is get on Coinbase, click a button, put in the credit card they use all the time, then they can buy NFTs that way. So there's huge competition, and so we could likely see OpenSea responding in some way. I mean, lots of people are building NFT competition because they can see the revenue that OpenSea makes. It's public on the blockchain. They can see that they're making an absolute killing. Okay, and so that's inviting lots of competitors into the space. Sorry, I'm going to try to mute myself before I cough here. So, yeah, that's all huge. And we also saw news that Coinbase was saying that, crypto, their NFT business could potentially be bigger than their crypto business. I mean, that's absolutely huge. And the last significant thing here is there's a lot of people who are interested in NFTs who are not interested in crypto at all, don't want to buy crypto, don't want to hold crypto, and this would allow them also to participate without having to do that. Can we go back to 2021? Let's see here. What website did I use to check the fear and greed index? Let's actually go ahead and check on that. I don't actually know what the website is. I always just Google Bitcoin fear and greed index, and it's like the first thing that pops up. Sorry, let me hit the mute button here. Okay. Yeah, I always just Google it. So here we are, Bitcoin fear and greed index. We are at 13. I mean, yesterday we were at 11. It was really, really bad. Somebody said, do you think Web3 will be the future when it's not as fast as Web2? So that's a good question. So there's two parts to that. One is you can integrate Web3 with Web2 in a way that doesn't have to be as fast as Web2. So part of, adding Web3 is really expanding what's possible with the internet, not necessarily like replacing every component of Web 2.0 with Web 3.0 components. That's not what happened when we went from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0. Think about it as an expansion, not a migration or a replacement, okay? So, for example, with Web 3.0, we're probably still going to have centralized components of that. We still probably have some centralized, pieces, at least for now. And you can sort of have this hybrid model. And I think long-term Web 3.0 will be somewhat of a hybrid model, okay, for lots of reasons. I mean, the centralization fixes a lot of problems, but there's some things you just don't want to be centralized, and those things can be more decentralized. Again, even that's a sliding scale. And those things don't always have to be super, super fast. Now, that being said, the speed and scalability can get a lot better. And that's exactly what we're working on, you know, especially in the Ethereum space, with things like layer 2 scaling solutions, which are continuing to gain adoption. Now, it's hard to see that when you look at a website like this because it looks like they have a downtrend, but this is because of TVL, total value locked, which is highly dependent on the cryptocurrency prices. Okay, so when crypto prices correct like this, like the TVL is going to correct too, but we're still seeing a significant number of transactions, you know, on these layer 2 projects. Computer science, bachelor or certificates, what are your thoughts? Would be greatly appreciated. So the question is basically, what are my thoughts? So there's two thoughts. One is you're probably in one of two places. Like, you're probably trying to think about whether you need a degree. So, I mean, my answer is you don't need a degree to become a developer, to become a blockchain developer. Are there some things where having a degree is going to help tremendously? Yes. But if you just want to be a developer, like, you don't need it. Now, that being said, if you like have to go to college anyway, or university, whatever you call it, like you don't have a choice, then you might as well learn something that's going to benefit your long-term goal, which could be computer science. Okay. So that's not a bad choice if like your parents make you go to college or something. Just thought. But if it's on you and you have to bear the financial responsibility of all your decisions, you don't have to go to college, or you don't have to have a degree. And also, if you're out of school and you don't have a degree, you don't have to go back and get one. I mean, I don't have a computer science degree. What exactly does TVL mean? I know it's total value locked, but can't finish understanding. So it's the total value of all the cryptocurrencies locked into the protocols. So in the case of layer 2 scaling solutions, if you see $5.2 billion, that means there's $5.2 billion of cryptocurrency on the layer 2s themselves. So how much time is needed for master and blockchain, of course, for beginners if I do work throughout the day? So definitely go to my YouTube homepage, find the video that's pinned there. It's called How to Become a Highly Paid Blockchain Developer in 2022. That will give you the answer to that question. Somebody says that I see a lot of crypto YouTubers getting hacked. Yes, I did see that. I don't think I got hacked. I wasn't watching my YouTube channel over the weekend, but let me know if you saw any scammy videos flying out there. I don't think I did. All right, everybody. I got to go ahead and sign off early for today. Trying to feel better. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. It helps the videos out so the more people can learn about blockchain. And if you're as fast in this technology as I am, you want to get your hands dirty, how can you get started today? Well, you can go to my YouTube homepage. You can find my free courses there. They're like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And if you like those, you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you'll take a master shortcut entirely. Actually become a blockchain master step-by-step, start to finish over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real-world blockchain developers in a matter of months. And the last thing I'll say about today, especially with everything that's going on with the crypto markets, none of that, in my opinion, is really affecting long-term the opportunity for people to get in this space and build the next wave of this technology. I mean, I was here during the last bear market, and that was a perfect time to get in and learn the skills and really get, develop hard skills where there was high demand. I mean, some of the demand might get impacted somewhat, or maybe the growth would slow somewhat if we had some sort of longer term downturn. But I don't think it's going to have a tangible impact on the opportunity for people who are watching this video. So that's the last thing I would say. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.